Best case and worst case player comparison for Jesse Edwards. We're gonna see if we're on the same wavelength that we typically are, Riley, but we are gonna start with the best case scenario, and I'm actually gonna lead off on this one. I had the best case scenario for Jesse Edwards to be Dwight Powell. Now, Dwight Powell is a guy who's been in the league. He actually found a way to stick around early on, wasn't really doing much, had one solid year in Dallas where he averaged like 10 points a game, and I think like maybe like 4 or 5 rebounds as well. Kind of been buried on the bench as of late a
Hmm.
little bit more. He's getting up there in age, but like I think the best case scenario is for him to find himself on a team, on a bench every single year, and then maybe one of those 2 years he gets some usage, but he's in the league for this long.
That's a really good pick. I like that a lot. I do think that's best case of just having a long career as a role player, big man, even if it's never anything flashy. I hinted at this when we did our player breakdown. I said Nick Richards, sort of in that similar builds, lob catcher, shot blocker mold. And again, he's Nick Richards had a year of averaging 9 and 8, and I think a block and a half for the Hornets. No one really wants to play for Charlotte. Like that's no secret. I don't wish that on Jesse. I hope he can get a little bit higher, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him put up like a 9 and 8 for a team that's perennially in the lottery.
I don't hate that. I feel like we're in the same kind of wavelength on that.
Hmm.
Well, I'll make a decision on that after we get the worst case to see who gets what. For worst case scenario, I'm gonna test your NBA 2K ball nolly here. My worst case scenario for him was Rockets legend Carl Landry. Remember Carl Landry?
I remember Carl Landry was like it was always he just needs another chance, and then eventually he ran out of chances
Yeah,
because all he was bouncy and could dunk and block, dunky dunk, blocky block.
yeah. That I kind of, and honestly, that wouldn't even be that worst case. I mean,
No,
honestly, would
could
worst
be.
case be Nick Richards? Is Nick Richards still in the league?
Yeah, Nick Richards is still in the league.
Oh, okay. Well, I need my apologies, Mr. Richards. That's on me. But yeah, I think Carl Landry would be the best case. Like if Carl Landry was Dutch, he would have been dominating all those years in the league for the Dutch national team. I promise you.
My worst case was also a big who spent the bulk of his career, or really his whole college career in the ACC. Player near and dear to my heart, Bryce Johnson. Super bouncy. Caught a ton of lobs at Carolina and blocked a ton of shots. Average 18 and 10, I think, as a senior. Peak Jesse Edwards was like 15 and 10, I want to say.
Mm.
Bryce Johnson was a first round pick. Played just 21 games in the NBA, and he's already retired at age 29. And yeah, I saw him at a Carolina. I saw him at a Carolina game last year. Mans is he's living large still, so like there's there he's doing well, but yeah, worst case scenario for his NBA career, I think would be Bryce.
I love that. Okay, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to let you give me Carl. I'll give you Nick Richards, but I love Bryce Johnson too much as a Tar Heel to put him on the worst case scenario, and I don't want him on the graphic. I'll be straight up with you. So we're gonna
All
go
right, let's
with
go
Nick
Nick Richards and
Richards.
Carl Landry.
Yeah, Nick Richards and Carl Landry, best case and worst case scenario. Make sure you check out the other 74 videos on the channel.
The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/nba-mini-games.